Hey Siri, what's the meaning of life? To think about questions like this? The meaning of life is to think about the meaning of life. Okay. Sure. Hey Siri, can I be on your team when robots take over? How to keep your job when robots take over. The robots taking over your office job, will jobs be eliminated? Redefining work debate. Are robots taking over our jobs? I got my reading for the week. Though Siri's knowledge is usually sufficient for my queries, I don't love using Silicon Valley products if I can keep from it. Also, I don't trust Siri with my chess questions. But I trust the greats. There's only one way I would set aside my moral concerns with Silicon Valley. What if Apple designed a Gary Kasparov version of Ask Siri? Like, hey Gary, what type of advantage does playing white give one at the grandmaster level? And then Gary Kasparov would come out of nowhere and say, playing as white gives a grandmaster about a 10% advantage to win versus playing as the black pieces. Something like that, you know? I'm skeptical of these earphones because I hear voices when I put them on. But sometimes those hallucinations are where I get my best ideas. And the wisdom which speaks to me through these magical earphones are the answers to my prayers. Let's try it. Why am I nervous? It's not going to work. Hey, Gary, could humans win a war against robots?
To war with a robot in 1997.
Okay.
IBM's Deep Blue defeated me. We must learn to coexist as robots are even stronger today.
Where's your competitive spirit, Gary? Did you lose it in retirement?
I'm not giving up.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean to challenge your competitive nature, Gary. Shoot, I made him mad.
Sometimes a draw is necessary. I'm really good
This sounds a lot like mine, Gary.
Only time will tell if your podcast won't sting.
It's doing okay.
But if I ever joined, I'd quickly steal your king.
Hey, clever, clever. I didn't know you played piano, Gary.
I do what is necessary to be stronger than my enemy.
You've proven that over the years.
Because you would not be a match for me in chess.
True.
I thought I would try piano. I'm so much stronger than you, even in retirement. I could defeat you in 20 moves, blindfolded.
You think I'd last 20 moves against you, Gary? Thank you. Hey, that chord progression sounded a lot like Tech Nine's Last Sad Song. Are you a Tech Nine fan?
No.
You strike me as a Tech Nine fan, Gary, but whatever. That's definitely Tech Nine. It's got to be. Yeah. Don't you pity me, no, just pray for me. It is, yeah. This'll be the last sad song I have to sing. Only time will tell if you stand here with me. This will be the last sad song I have to sing. You know my mother's sickness. You know I'm breaking down. That's it, man. That's Tech Nine, Gary. Oh, man. What are you going to do? Argue with the greatest chess player of all time? Nah, I just got to take it. Gary can say whatever he wants if he's ever sitting down with me on my podcast. You'll notice another account. Last time, I'm sorry, but I've accepted 1,600. This is my first game. That's the peak of my chess talent. If you show me a picture of my middle school bully or the guy who stole the girl I thought I was going to marry before I began to question exactly the concept of marriage. Love confuses me, but it's beautiful too. So, but if you showed me something that really sparked my competitive nature, I could play at a 1,600 level. One game. But if a bad guy held a gun to my head and said, beat a chess player rated 2,000, yeah, just go ahead. I'm not even going to try to fight it. But I did name it. A clever name, of course. Almost as important as the chess itself. Let's roll some rooks. And then it's me holding my rooks. That name has no significance outside of it's funny. But if I had to make up a story as to why the name, let us roll, pause for dramatic effect, some rooks. Here's the story I would come up with. can I really do with that? I think it's a clever name, but I love the rolling rook analogy because even kindergarten me, you know, you take away my nap time and you put me in timeout during the only pleasurable part of my day, which was recess. My mind would be foggy. You'd think I had severe distraction problems. And man, you could have still taught 5-year-old Dayton how to checkmate an enemy by rolling some rooks. That's what's beautiful about chess, is there are basic principles and then advanced middle game theory. But the name "Let's Roll Some Rooks" is significant to me because you got to start somewhere. Perfectionism comes later, but rolling rooks should be the first step to anyone in their chess journey. I don't know. Let's do it though. Play fair. I play to win. Get off. I'm not going to cheat like a steroid user in baseball, but I'm not going to lose either. 1473. I'm playing white. Good luck, Poland. All right. Here we go. First game, and I'm out of restarts. I've created way too many profiles on chess.com, which is exactly why I'm going to win this battle in dramatic fashion. I'm going to steamroll this guy. Okay, and I'm going to get an early castle in, because that's a big thing that helps me to steamroll enemies. Slide our pawn up. I like my pawn there because queen's not going to go anywhere. My horse would capture enemy queen. Okay, you don't belong there because I don't have that square covered. Okay, if I go there, enemy horse can capture mine. My horse is going to come out. Pawns are going to force my horse to do some stuff. So I should probably, really what I should do is just bring my horse there. Horses are real active on the white side of the board. And now I'm protecting my pawn also. It'd be interesting to hear, okay, what are you doing to me here? Count your captures well, man. Lock in, focus. You got 1, 2 captures. I got 1, 2 attackers, baby. Let's do it. Take my pawn, please. I prefer it. And then you got the queen's going to have a lane at my bishop, which is hanging currently, but I'm going to anticipate well. Enemy horse wants to take my horse. My queen's coming. My queen's right where she belongs, which is right in the center of the party. And you didn't do what you're supposed to do to me, though. Okay. That's okay, though. They don't always. Now you got double pressure on my bishop. Great move, man. Okay. So now it's not ideal at all. Okay. So enemy's thinking some good stuff. He's thinking the old, less experienced chess me would have probably just slid my bishop there, but I needed double pressure there because enemy had 2 horses and my queen would have not have been sufficient. Okay, let's go there. Enemy comes down. Yeah, it seems reasonable. Let's do it. Okay, we've got the enemy horse it's relatively pinned at the moment between enemy queen and my bishop. So enemy horse is going to want to be careful. Okay, that's fine. You go there and go there. Boom, boom. And why not slide it up? Seeing an outside pass pawn. This enemy's looking a little bit stronger than I like him. I don't like being challenged. I don't like being challenged while podcasting, which is why I need to focus and take care of this enemy, because this is my last account and I can't ever lose on it, ever, which is going to make it create a very big dilemma if I were to lose, because if I were to lose, then I would have to either go back on my word and recreate a new account for like the 5th time, or re-record this video, and I need to get my dog from daycare because it's her dream too. You know, she wants to be a grandmaster level chess athlete, and I want her to be, but she also wants attention and love because she's a dog, and dogs do that. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's fine. So there's always that constant struggle of just, of just how much chess is healthy and how much chess is unfair to my beautiful, perfect dog, Nova. Okay. And is there any way I can save that pawn? It's not looking good, but I can win that bishop. I like winning those. Okay. Or win that pawn. I like winning pawns, is what I meant to say. Now, can we get this queen out of our party? You go there. My rooks are connected, so I'd be in big favor of, no, because that'll be my knight hanging. I don't want to do that. Boom, boom. Queen trades are fantastic when I'm more competent and up material. Let's trade some queens, please. Don't say no. Some classical music. This guy's stressing me out because he appears to be set to challenge my chess authority when I've worked so hard to create a new account to peak in my performance. Okay, sure. Go right ahead. Enemy pawn is absolutely pinned. That's why you got to castle early, otherwise you just might not get to. And I'm happy about that too. Okay. And let's go ahead, and you're still, this pawn is absolutely pinned. I'm absolutely pinned in a lot of stuff today, and I'm going to make this enemy wish he'd castled, or she'd castled. Because as I mentioned, I'm a feminist, and I believe there were, last I checked, there were like 16, dumb move, sorry. There were like 16 female grandmasters. And here's what I think, not to be super cynical, but I'm convinced the reason there are not more female grandmasters is because men are sexist. And if we gave women the equal opportunity to train from day one, there's no question there'd be just as many female grandmasters. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And the only one who would understand my passion, addiction for chess would probably be a female grandmaster. But I've dated a few girls who were better at me than stuff. Better at me. Better than me at stuff. And I didn't love that either. It frustrated me a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick to advocating for more female grandmasters and try not to fall in love with them. Because you know what they say. There's more to love than beauty. But if a pretty girl also loves chess, marry her. Okay, I'm liking this a lot for my first W on this new and final account. Because D6 is looking real weak. It sure is. I go there, it's covered. Horse has to, king goes there. Yeah, you gotta love that move. Gotta love it. What could you not love about that move? Okay, we go there. No, we can't do that because when your rook's hanging, you don't want to do that. You don't want to sacrifice. You could sacrifice your rook actually. Boom, boom. Don't risk it though. It'd be dumb. Don't want to sacrifice a rook. You're just showing off. Rook sacrifices should not be made at this level. There's really no need for it. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. Pawn looks scared because it's a smart pawn. It's not a safe pawn, but it's a smart pawn because it knows it's in danger. It is correct. Takes there, that leaves that pawn hanging. So why would we not take with our knight first, huh? And then you got to capture. You don't have to, but your rook's not safe now. So you should capture. Thank you, sir. Now we'll go there. Then you can go there, which I'm fine with that. Yeah, we better just do that. Let's not be fancy here. There's times to show off and there's times to crush dreams. I'm all about crushing dreams today. Okay, if you would like to leave that pawn hanging, I'll take your last little bit of hope and shove it in your face. Let's get enemy king forced away. All right, let's do it. Love that. Yep. We'll be seeing you. I'll do fine. That's fine. Okay. This is where my surrender flag is probably going to be coming out, which if you're going to buy surrender flags and start an LLC around a chess podcast, you're going to want to let them wave. I don't know why you wouldn't, right? That's fine. That's fine. Rook, please. Here, take my bishop. It's cool. It's like a parting gift for this ass kicking. There you go. This is rude. Surrender. Even if we got the Gary Kasparov Ask Gary app to help this enemy, Man, Gary couldn't even calculate out of this. You have 1 king to my 4 pawns. Please. I earned this. I'll just talk while he figures out. I don't know if this guy's chasing his significant other, trying to get their relationship back together, because after seeing that, I wouldn't want to stay in that relationship. That was poor play. And again, there's more to life than chess. Don't just dump your husband, wife, partner because he or she sucks at chess. Don't dump someone just because they're not a good chess player. But consider it strongly. Okay, fine. All right, so I'm not going to roll rooks, though my title suggests I should. I might roll rooks. I could roll a queen just to rub it in his face more. I'll actually demonstrate the rolling rooks. I can't believe I actually got the opportunity to demonstrate and not just tell a story about what a rolling rook looks like. You're going to see it. I'm going to get my Pepsi if he's going to take this long. Goodness. Still thinking? Last week, I mentioned the point of diminishing returns. That's when you calculate and waste your life when you're toast. That's why I almost lied and said I was an expert. That way I'd start out at the 2,000 player rating versus 1,600. But I'd get smoked. But I wouldn't face enemies that waste their lives like this one. My chicken tenders are ready. I'll be right back. Hey, you moved. Thank you. Let's roll some rooks. Not how I drew this up, but great learning opportunity. And rook number 2. Ha ha! That's what you get for not resigning. Humiliation on an up-and-coming podcast. Is my podcast really up and coming based on hours or subscriptions? I don't know. But one of my fears is I'm gonna be of retirement age in a world where truth is decided by the highest bidder. except for I'm already there. Facebook determines what's true for most people. That's why I like chess. Nowhere to hide, no way to gang up, bully. And I always played team sports. I was talking to a friend this morning. And I was never one of the best players. Come on, I want to roll some rooks on my team sports. I was always an okay or good player, but never the type of player who was going to get the ball in the fourth quarter when the game was on the line. Thank you. Don't get to wave it, but. And not because I didn't want the ball when it was crunch time. I just wasn't the best athlete, and that's okay. But maybe that's why I like chess so much, is in a world where middle school bullies, hateful ex-boyfriends, or corporate smucks can hide behind a computer screen and gang up on people, criticize those who try, but never try themselves. That's a miserable person. Not the one who fails, the one who makes fun of the person who tries. Just ask anyone who's ever critiqued Tom Brady. But that's what I was telling my friend this morning, is that's why I like chess, I believe, is there's none of that, nowhere to hide. My last job, you could get paid very handsomely to hide behind a computer screen and lie and cheat. But in chess, if you try to lie or cheat, you'll look real dumb. Human nature is about, in my opinion, the 80-20 rule is applicable. Myself included, I'm not special. 80% of the time, human beings are emotional creatures. What's even worse is we don't admit it. We think we're logical. 20% of the time, roughly, we are logical, if then constructive planning and decision making. My ideal world, flip that around. 80% of the time, logic. 20% of the time, don't bottle it up. You can be emotional. 20% though, not 80. 20 emotion, 80 logic. That's heaven on earth. Or chess. You know? Because in chess, I believe a great chess athlete will need 80% logic. If then, chess theory, rules, I'm a robot. 20% of the time, though, mainly in the middle game, tone it down, please. Who are you shopping? Yeah, tone it down, please. But that 20% emotion is what separates the grandmasters from the really good grandmasters. You know, oftentimes there may be 3 moves or 3 lines that would be perfectly rational to play. And that's where a grandmaster would, I'm assuming, I've never been one, a grandmaster would be able to choose from those 3 lines and use that emotion, instinct, reading of the enemy's terrored expression to choose from the logical options. 80-20, 80 logic, 20 emotion. Let's shoot for it, right? Why not? Roll some rooks. I want to show the rook roll. I'm not going to analyze the game because I don't want to overthink. I've overthought my whole life. I just want to play and win. Okay, so now what's going to happen? Here's what would have happened. Okay, I'll say you go there because it doesn't matter. No, I don't want to do that. I want the second rook, please, please, please. Now I got some rooks to roll. Let's roll them. Here's what it is, and anyone who's better than me at chess, which is about 300 to 400,000-ish people, go ahead and drop off. I want to respect you and your time. I prefer you teach me. But for the people who just have chess as a hobby, not a life's passion, let me teach you a little bit. Okay, so now I've got some rooks to roll. And essentially, what's going to happen? Okay, fine. E5, it doesn't matter. Okay, so enemy goes to E5. So here's what I'm thinking. There's probably a few different ways to do it, and I'm not saying this is the most technically correct checkmate, but I'm saying it's a checkmate and it'll never fail. So what's going to happen is I am going to start the rook rolling. Let's say he goes there. That'd be reasonable. And I'm going to protect my rook. So now enemy cannot cross over on the G file, the fourth rank. Can't go in the fourth rank. So now it has to move in this box. I'm boxing this guy in. I want to back someone in a corner. Turn a good person to a bad person. I've been there. But in chess, enemies belong in boxes, especially their kings. Okay, so now what's going to happen is E5 seems reasonable until it's not. That seems logical. Okay, and this is where you just keep rolling the rooks, you know? I mean, I don't know that it really matters. You get the point now, probably. But whatever, man, who cares? Okay. But my rooks are rolling. You get the point. So now what's going to happen is enemy's going to try to find some safe place, and he's not going to find it. I'm going to roll there. Enemy can roll wherever enemy wants to roll. It doesn't matter because enemy's going to lose, and he's going to lose ugly. That would be the most reasonable move, but I'm going to move there for the time-saving sake. And the rooks are rolled. You just roll them over and over. Don't even have to think. You just do it in your sleep. Rooks rolled right into the king being captured. Last thing. You notice I don't have my chess hat on. I won't tell the whole story because I'll start crying, but I lost my chess hat, or it got stolen. Shoot. Something that's helped me when people intentionally hurt me is to focus on the cause of their behavior versus the effect, which is me in pain. Okay. So if I were the enemy who stole my hat, most likely after basketball at a gym, that's when I last saw it. But if I saw a hat that sharp and I didn't have it, I'd probably steal it too. So there you go. Empathy. I'm seeing that person's perspective. But that leaves me with a dilemma, which is I don't look half as good without my chess hat, and that means to continue getting views for my chess podcast, y'all would have to like me for my personality, which is average compared to my chess hat. So maybe I can just win you over with my personality. 26 years, my personality hasn't been super effective for me in terms of winning people over. Better get with chess.com for another hat then, huh? All right, this account, there's no more accounts being created. I will either be rated 2,500 one day or 0 with this account. Hold me to it. All right. Adios. And